You do a lot of work with Coaches versus Cancer. Why are you involved in Coaches versus Cancer?
Well, I'm fortunate. I'm on the national board of Coaches versus Cancer, and Jay, as you know, there's not a person among us that hasn't been touched in some way by this disease. Either it's struck us, or a family member, or a close friend. I could ask at the event at the Kohl Center, hands up all those who've been touched by the disease in that way, and every hand would go up. So we've all got the same stake in this, and I think having played basketball and been around so many great coaches, I think coaches have a unique understanding that it's a team effort in the fight against cancer. And they understand that we all have different roles in that fight, but all those roles, we can all be stars in our roles in that. And I've just found that being involved with it at the different functions that I've gone to around the country, it's been a great way to give back, but it's also been inspirational. I've been inspired by the cancer survivors, by the families, and by the coaches that have given so much of themselves and their families to this cause and have rallied their communities behind them. It's really it's an inspirational and a heartwarming thing. And even though it's a difficult and it's a sad problem, it'll bring tears to your eyes in one breath, and then you're moved by it and inspired by it, and then you're on the floor laughing the next minute. So they're extraordinary events, and I wouldn't miss one if I had to.
As you travel around the country, is there a groundswell? Is there a movement toward involvement by coaches?
I think there is. As you see this as much, if not more than I do, how competitive the coaches are. And these galas and events around the country for Coaches versus Cancer have become competitive, and in a good way. I mean, in a really healthy way. That Bo will be able to tell the Wisconsin faithful, hey, Gonzaga or Syracuse did this, or Notre Dame did this, and it gets people a little more motivated. It's not that they need that extra motivation given what we're dealing with, but there are so many great causes out there and so many things that you can devote your time and your money to. Cancer is just one of them. It's a big one, and it's kind of like we were talking about before. I just don't know anybody that hasn't been touched by it. And to me, it's the number one problem we're facing of all the diseases that we face. And we've made tremendous progress. And I think we're at a point now where we can at least see a finish line. I don't know what kind of push it's going to take to get there, but we're close enough where we can see that finish line, and that adds some motivation as well.
So basketball coaches and basketball teams and that whole concept helps in the process.
Yeah, but I think the team concept goes to the entire community. Mm-hmm. That everyone in the Madison and the greater Wisconsin area, with all the different coaches that are helping Bo and Kelly in this regard, can all be on the same team. And I think everybody understands that. I was a role player in college, and I was pretty proud of that as a college player. I was a role player, and I'm a role player in this, and so are you, and so's Bo and Kelly. But the people on the front lines are the doctors, the nurses, the healthcare professionals, the researchers, scientists. They're doing that work every day. And so they're the true stars and the true heroes in the fight, and on the team. We're role players in this. And our role is to provide them with the resources that they need to do their jobs every day. And so for one Saturday night in May, that's when we fulfill our roles, and we're lucky that it's fun too. I mean, we look forward to going to this because we get to be together and have a great time, and it's for a great cause. But our role is really important, and I think on Saturday night at the Kohl Center, we need to be stars in our role for cancer.
But everybody wants to be a star, it seems.
You can be if your wallet's big enough, you can be as big a star as you want to be.
I got to ask you, basketball. How does Bo Ryan keep doing it?
I think the thing about Bo, you've known him a lot longer than I have, but we talked off air a minute ago. I mean, I started watching Bo's tapes on the swing offense when he was at Wisconsin-Platteville, and I'm not sure he'd want to wear those outfits that it was on that video that I paid for, but today. But he's been extraordinarily consistent. He's consistent in his beliefs. He's consistent in how he applies those beliefs every day in practice and with his team, and he's consistent in games. And it doesn't matter. It's almost like the Packers' old power sweep under Lombardi. You knew it was coming, but couldn't stop it. And everybody knows how the swing offense works. I can sit and diagram it for you, but when Jordan Taylor's at the point, and you got John Lure and his ability to step away, and Bruzewicz his ability to step away, and the guards can go down post, they can guard in the post, it's really hard to deal with. And both teams get to the free throw line, they don't turn the ball over, they get good shots, and they make their shots, and they make their free throws. And they play really good defense 5-as-1. And that's a hard formula to beat when you do it as consistently as Bo does it.
Everybody wants your job. They want to be
can't have
you.
it.
They want to be you. Is it just fantastic to have had a great experience as a player in Duke, and now you get to just watch it and analyze it and still be a part of it?
As I say all the time, it beats working. I got into basketball and stayed in it because I loved it. I hear a lot, people talk about having a passion. And I don't, reasonable minds can differ on this, but the way I look at it, I don't have a passion for basketball because passion goes up and I love it. I love it unconditionally. I love it every day. I love it every minute. And I got into coaching. I was an assistant coach at Duke under the guy I played for, Mike Krzyzewski, and I thought, I'm going to make this my life's work. And then I got married and my wife decided, no, we're not. And so I got outvoted 1-0 on my life's work. But this has been, being in broadcasting has been the next best thing to coaching. And I've honestly, I think I've learned more about the game being around and in practice, watching Bo Ryan one day and then watching Tom Crean the next day and Mike Krzyzewski and Roy Williams and Tubby Smith, all these great coaches that are kind enough to let you in to their practices, their film sessions, their meetings. And I was brought up in the game a certain way. I learned it a certain way. And then you see, wait a minute, I like what Bo Ryan does here. I like what Tubby does here. Mm-hmm. And I think if I ever got back, and I won't, but if I ever did it again, I think my philosophy would change. I think I would do things differently based on what I've learned from all these great minds.
And that visibility from ESPN and CBS and all the things you do gives you a voice and a platform to accomplish what you're doing tomorrow night.
I hope so. I mean, I hope it's helpful. For me, what it is it's a great opportunity to give back, and it's also an opportunity to, for me, having played basketball all my life, growing up, and been a part of it after I quit playing, being a contributing member of a team is a really big deal to me. I never got into individual sports. I never played golf. I never played tennis. I wanted to be a contributing member of a really good team, and Coaches versus Cancer gives us all the opportunity to do that. And it's not only a great team full of great people. It's a great team that's accomplishing a great mission. And if that doesn't get you motivated, I don't know what will.
Great, Jay. Thanks for joining us.
Jay, thanks for having me.
Thank you.